The bar mitzvahs are getting
The bar
smaller.
mitzvahs
The
are getting
economy's starting to
smaller.
slow down.
But I
RBC
see-
saying we need to cut the rates another 50 basis points in December. Jeez.
It seems that RBC now is already calling for another 50 basis point interest rate cut in December. And so, I mean, I feel like it just happened last week that we got a 50 BIP cut, right? Was it last week? The week before? We're 6 weeks away now from another rate cut, and they're already calling for another half a point, another emergency rate cut, right?
If that happens, I mean, the economy that we are in, if there's another 50 basis point rate cut, I mean, I don't know what
economy
to say.
are we in?
I don't think we're hoping for that, to be honest with you. I don't think we're hoping for another 50 bips rate cut, because that means that this economy is much worse than we thought. But there's a lot of things that are at play right now, and I think that there's going to be people who are hopeful. Also, you got to look at what RBC does, right? RBC released these forecasts, and part of their agenda is, hey, how to drive up more spending, more borrowing, more buying housing, all that kind of stuff. So they want to put out a report that people are going to read and say, hey, if that 50 basis points comes, then me borrowing this money right now at a variable rate ain't going to be so bad, right? And that's really something that you always have to just sort of look at. Why are they releasing that report, and what's their angle?
Well, I mean, if you were shopping for a house 2 weeks ago, right? And now all of a sudden you get a half a point makes a difference. I mean, a quarter point, they all make a little difference, but like we're talking a half a point on top of 3/4 points already. Is that what it is? Is my memory serving me correctly? I think that's right. And then another half a point, like within a 2-month period, you're really looking way better. And your affordability, I don't know, is your affordability changing as prices come down?
As long as prices are coming down, right? Which they seem to be on that trajectory, but you never know. I mean, people could get stupid again and start buying, but definitely inflation's coming down. And so they're talking about a lot of disinflationary pressures. They're talking about an unemployment rate rising to 7%. They're talking about the GDP growth of only 1.3%, in 2025, with a population growth of, in excess of 1%. So we're really talking about, stagnating economy in 2025 compared to where we've seen it in the past. And so, yeah, maybe they are going to, drop rates again. I think a 50 basis point cut would be extreme. I think that they're going to be watching things like the Canadian dollar, which we'll talk about. I think that they're going to be looking at what happens with the election. I think they're going to be looking at a lot of things like that too. It's not just going to be so simple as far as trying to give the economy a soft landing. I think already the economy is slowing down. I'm noticing it, and I'm just one person. So I imagine with all those analysts that they've got there at the big Bank of Canada, they got it figured out now that people aren't spending the kind of money that they were before.
How do you notice it? You said you noticed that it's slowing down, because if we go back 2 weeks, you had like the busiest week of all time. Then we go last week and you're like, things are kind of slow again. And now you're like, I can see that the economy's slow. So
I can see that the economy's slow. I mean, I'm asking anybody I talk to who's got businesses, I'm always asking them what's going on. I mean, I told you about the furniture guy. Like that's a huge indicator right there.
We talk about it all the time.
This week I talked to somebody who's in the restaurant business who's really struggling. There's a lot of things out there that are just small little data points that you collect, when you're talking to people about their financial matters, right? And it's just like, wow, like these people are really struck, and like the people who are struggling, like I'm assuming that they're not going out for dinner, and I'm assuming that they're not booking a vacation, and I assume that they're not going to be going out there shopping and buying their kids all the things that they need to do. Like times are tough, right? So in that sense, my circle and the people that I see and what I notice is that there's just less money coming out of people's bank accounts lately.
Yeah. You see it in things like, so I have, I know some people that are pretty decent sized party planners in the city, pretty big company.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good.
And so, and I have some friends with a decent amount of wealth, and you just see like bar mitzvahs, they went from being, and don't get me wrong, there's still some crazy ones, but they went from being these like elaborate weddings, basically, right? That cost people $80,000, $100,000 to like luncheons now, right?
Yeah.
Where you're not having a band and maybe you're not having a party planner even, or it's like
Mhm.
that whole thing is very different right now, like the party kind of scene.
Can you do
So
like a Jewish accent and have some sort of little bit on that? Can you do that for us?
how many different Jewish accents really are there?
Well,
TK,
there's
like
your
what's
impression of a
Jewish? This is
your
extraordinarily racist, TK.
your impression. Your impression. Give us your rendition of
You
a
put me
wife
on the
telling her
spot and I
husband.
haven't had a
Yeah.
chance to plan. And honestly, like I've done so many, like I get like the whiny Jewish mother accent. That's kind of New York kind of style of Jewish, right?
I'm sure it exists. I'm sure it's
It
out there.
exists.
Yeah.
Anyways, TK, I don't want to
Sorry.
put it on. I
Sorry, John.
don't
Sorry to put you
now.
on the
Now I
spot.
lost my train of thought. What the hell was
Well,
I
okay.
talking about?
The bar mitzvahs are getting
The bar
smaller.
mitzvahs
The
are getting
economy's starting to
smaller.
slow
Well,
down.
but I see.
RBC's saying we need to cut the rates another 50 basis points in December.
Well,
Jesus.
but it's I don't I still see people going out for dinners. Although I see restaurants closing earlier and trying to push people out. I
There's
still see
people.
people going to like we went to apple picking and the place was like lined up out the door down the street and crazy and it's like
Well, they're not dead. Like they're still alive.
well, but there's still so many people is the point, and they still need stuff to do, and so many of them still have money. Like if you use the Yorkdale meter, TK, the
Yep.
Yorkdale meter
The
is off
401
the
drive by.
charts. It's
But I mean, those people
crazy.
park there just for free parking. They probably get carpool downtown or something like that.
TK, if you
Yeah.
go in, okay, everybody's walking around with bags and drinks and ice creams and
Old bags that they bought.
old bags. They're just going
Listen,
to
they're just
look like
holding
they're
their laundry.
shopping.
They got to go to the dry cleaners.
I'm
They're going to the
unemployed.
laundromat because
I
they don't even
know.
have laundry at home. See?
Jesus. Well, that's not good. I don't think that's true, though. I think that there is still a ton of money chasing whatever goods there are out in the marketplace right now. And I'm not saying that the economy is not bad because I see firsthand people that I never would have thought that are tightening up or actually like scared are tightening up and really scared. And even the
Yeah.
person I was talking about before, like they downsized these are people that they've been doing well ever since they were born, right? They live in a big beautiful house but they're like, oh boy, like I can't afford the renewal, right? And
Yeah.
so timing of these rate cuts, like if you had to renew in the last year and a half, like you
The
really
person who
got
renewed
fucked,
last
right?
year at 6%
Right.
is so mad that they're like, oh, who?
Yeah.
Like, if they were reading the comments, they were like, oh my God, rates are going to continue to go up. Inflation's going to spiral out of control.
Yeah.
I better renew at 6%. It's going to be a
Yeah.
lot better than 8%. I wish I had renewed at 3%.
Yeah.
No,
Why did I do 5 years? Oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah, guaranteed 100%.
But
But that's just
another
the way life
50.
goes, guys. First of all, anybody who knows, everybody who says they know where rates are going to go, anybody who says they know where inflation is going to go, anybody who says that they know the real estate market's going to go, the stock market's going to go, immediately start tuning them out. Hey guys, thanks for watching our clips channel. Why don't you go and check out some more clips? We got lots of other good content somewhere over here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Boom.
That was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.